This section is entitled Persecution of Believers and Fruits of It. Verse 3. We are bound to thank God always for you, brethren, as it is meet, because that your faith groweth exceedingly, and the charity of every one of you all toward each other aboundeth. II Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 3. The word charity in this verse is love. In verse 4, Paul speaks of patience and faith. In verse 3 and 4, we have that little trinity that Paul uses: faith, love, and patience. These three words are abstract terms, but we must bring them out of the abstract into the concrete. Get them walking on the sidewalk today. This again is the work of faith, which Paul mentioned in First Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 3. Saving faith produces works. A saving faith will produce a love in the heart for God's children. My friend, if you are a child of God, you will have to love me whether or not you want to. And I'm going to have to love you. It is a wonderful arrangement. In the next verse, Paul picks up the third word, which he uses with love and faith. It is patience. This is not the patience of waiting in a traffic jam or waiting for a light to turn green. It is the patience that is willing to live for God and accept whatever he sends your way, knowing that all things do work together for good. It is the patience that was as its goal coming into God's presence someday. This enables you to get over the rough places that come into your life. The life of a Christian reminds me of traveling over a highway. Many years ago, I used to cross the country by automobile from Texas to California. There would be many places there. A detour sign would not would put us on a rough old road, but along the way we would see a sign that read 5 miles to the double highway, and the rough road became a little bit smoother by knowing that we would hit the asphalt or the concrete in a little while. And many of us are on a detour in this life. The road is rough and we are called upon to suffer. Well, if you have a good view of the future, it will give you the patience of hope, a hope that looks way up, down yonder to the good, smooth road coming up, and it may be closer than you think. We are bound to thank God always for you, brethren, as it is met. The word meet means proper. It is right and fitting for us to thank God for you, because that your faith groweth exceedingly, and the charity or love of every one of you all toward each other aboundeth. You cannot grow toward God without growing toward your brother. It is vertical and horizontal. The closer you grow to God, the closer you're going to grow to others. When you grow toward God in grace and knowledge and faith, you grow toward your brother in love. The Lord must send us a little trouble, because that is the discipline which produces patience in our lives. It enables us to look down into the future with hope. You know, one time I prayed for patience, and I remember Kenya at the mission, the pastor's wife said, "You don't want to pray for patience." Well, every time I was over there working the overhead and I messed up, I would be like, "Thank you, Jesus, for answering my prayers, for teaching me patience." And so, with that, that concludes that the conclusion of that